So imagine that you've found yourself lost in a place like this. I have no idea what time it is, I have no idea where I am. My plane is crash landed, emergency landed. So I only have what I'm wearing and things that are in my pockets. This is how the step-by-step process of surviving and getting out of a place like this. So now that my shelter's complete, I'm on to starting a fire so that I can then sort my water situation out, which is critical for me really for tonight. There's a lot of really small kind of spruce standing around and it's just laying against the trees. So I know that it's dry inside because it's been stood up, and once it's dry it won't soak up back water. It's really easy to collect. The smaller stuff for getting the fire going is really easy. And you can hear it when you just, you can, that snap sound, that's what you're looking for. So this stuff is really going to help get my fire going, and it shouldn't take too long at all to collect enough stuff to get a good fire going. And this is where my fire is going to be. It's called a long fire. It doesn't take up too much wood, so it's only going to be very narrow this way. But it's gonna, it's almost full body length, which means that I get a really good amount of heat coming in. It isn't too close to where I'm going to be sleeping, but once the fire's going, there's going to be loads of heat pouring in there. And with that great big log and all that as a heat reflector, I should be plenty warm enough. So that's my next job. When I come to light the fire, I'll come back to you. So I'm ready to light my fire now. You can see what I've done is I've angled the fire so that the heat will come into the shelter. I'm going to lie with my head at this end so that the most of the heat will be heating up my my upper body and my torso. Everything's ready for the fire to go. It's very important, absolutely imperative that you spend time collecting the right materials to get your fire going. The last thing you want to do is try and get your fire going and then go and have to source things. Once I've got to that stage of wood at the end there, which is kind of thumb thick, then I know that my fire is going and I can spend some time collecting more wood if I need to. But right now what I'm going to do is get this fire going. Now I've had a look around and I can't find any birch trees, so I've rummaged through my pockets, and what I do have is some boot polish, a little rag, and somewhere I've got a rod or something. Know where everything is. I've got a little ferro rod, so I'm going to try and use the boot polish to get my fire going. Seems to be snowing a bit more now. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want any mistakes, I'm going to only use half of the rag. So, don't put things on the ground, especially when it's snowing, because you'll lose them straight away. So I'm just going to get plenty of boot polish onto the rag, and hopefully this will take a spark. Be generous, don't be shy. Get my smallest tinder, and now I just have to try and hit it with a spark, and hopefully we'll get a fire going. So what I've done is I've had a little bit of a readjustment. I've got myself a slightly more sturdy log so I can put some more pressure on it. Everything's still ready to go. I'm not panicking yet, and I'll just persevere. There we go. So the important thing is not to rush, not to get scared or worried. Just let the process do its own thing. And now that the fire's going, it's really important not to panic. Don't just chuck everything on there straight away and hope that everything will work, because if you throw everything on straight away, the chances are you'll actually put the fire out. So to start with, there's going to be a lot of smoke, but the fire will go. What I might do is, I might just take this wood like this, just put a bit more pressure on the top, like that, just to hold it down. But that boot polish works really well. Burns for a long time. I'm happy with that now. So what I'll do is I'll put the next layer on so it can start to dry out. And once they're going, I'll put the bigger stuff on. And my next priority is to find some water